wasn't a bang on the table. But yes, it was no fluke because in the Superbet Rapid and Blitz tournament that we are seeing in Croatia, Gukesh has done it again. Yes, Gukesh has beaten Magnus Carlsen in rapid format this time. And now he has won 5 straight games on the trot. After starting off badly, he's now won 5 straight games. And today, because of his brilliance, Gukesh is now in the sole lead. He's now in the sole lead in the Superbet Rapid and Blitz tournament that's happening in Croatia. And once again, he is the weakest player. Magnus Carlsen had every justification to say that. But today, Gukesh turned all that quotes into motivation and put on an absolutely fabulous display with the black pieces. The moves, when you look at it, Carlsen was up by 2 pawns. But somewhere down the line, when you look at it, the blunder would have to come with Gukesh playing in that zone, playing with the way how he had to do it. Normally, when you have knights on the board, Gukesh actually plays much better with the knights. Today, he maintained that double knight pressure. Although being 2 pawns down, Gukesh still did not panic. And the one move which ensured that Magnus had a slight advantage, but then it withered away totally, pawn to c6. Gukesh put that pawn up and it put a lot of pressure in the middle board section, which ensured that, okay, what does Magnus do? He had some blunders. He had to ensure that he played the right rook move, but that didn't happen. And then after that, when Gukesh found the queen opening to the A file, that was it. Magnus lost pieces. He had the knight advantage, which ensured that his pawn advantage was also gone, with a rook advantage as well as the knight advantage. Every tactic that Magnus Carlsen wanted to do was gone. He just could not maintain the pressure and he fell into time pressure. When that c6 pawn move happened, Magnus Carlsen went into time pressure. He was 4 minutes in arrears against Gukesh. Gukesh took his time, visualized, had a stare down. Remember, he thought, what is Magnus doing? And then he decided to put in move after move after move, which the engines absolutely appreciated. And yes, today you have seen Gukesh absolutely put on a masterclass against Magnus Carlsen and beat him in rapid. Everybody, the doubters would have all said, no, it's just not possible, yaar. Gukesh may have gotten lucky with Magnus Carlsen in Norway. He had no chance beating him in rapid. But he's done it now in rapid. And because of this now, any doubts that Gukesh would be having, okay, is he an accidental world champion? Not really. He is a world champion. He had a rough start in the freestyle chess events. But when you look at classical events and look at all the other events put together, Gukesh has had a phenomenal run. A bronze medal run in the Norway chess, almost won the title at Vaikanzi. Now, in this particular event in the Superbet Rapid and Blitz tournament in Zagreb, he has managed to pull off something incredible. He's managed to beat Magnus Carlsen, one of the greats of the game, and he did it very, very emphatically. So the next time when you have to take barbs at Gukesh, I think Magnus Carlsen would then now say, if you come after the king, you better not miss. Now here, he said that Gukesh was the weakest player on display. He praised Pragnananda more. But now Gukesh has converted those barbs into motivation and he has put on a brilliant display. He's managed to beat Magnus Carlsen and now he's in the sole lead at the in the Superbet Rapid and Blitz tournament in Zagreb with some margin. He beat Fabiano Caruana also today. Let's not forget that. Forget Magnus Carlsen. Fabiano Caruana has also managed to beat him on several occasions. But today he got the better of Caruana through magnificent time management. And that is why he is in the sole lead. Magnus is way behind. Magnus was also held to a draw, by the way, by Pragnananda. So now we are looking at Gukesh potentially sealing the rapid leg. But yes, you have Blitz tournaments in that. He'll be playing Magnus twice. And this is where, yet again, his temperament will be tested. But Gukesh, determined to be in that zone after that Norway event, he showed that yes, Magnus can be beaten. Magnus is mortal. And that's why this win today is going to be one of the best days for Indian chess, because it's been shown. Gukesh beat Magnus in his home turf. He can also be beaten in rapid. So that's why it's a great, great feeling in it. Tushar Maskara is like saying, one of the best days for chess for me. Beating Nodirbek, Fabi, and Magnus in one day is just insane. First, he beat best three of his generation and then best two of old generation. Indeed, it is a great day indeed. He beat Nodirbek Abdur Sattarov, not an easy opponent, by the way. He then beat Fabiano Caruana. He's beaten Magnus Carlsen. What a day to be having. He's beaten number one and number three. And that's why Gukesh is the world champion for a reason. And Tushar Maskar agreed. Great, great day indeed for chess. Whenever Magnus says Gukesh will struggle, which may be truth here, Gukesh always proves him wrong. But see, Magnus can't be grudged for saying that Gukesh is weak. Past records and his record in Rapid and Blitz and his record against him meant that Magnus was actually telling the truth. Magnus was indeed telling the right things, but yes, there's always a first time, and that's what's happened. Anshuman Sen, presumably a weaker player, no? After classical, Gukesh is coming for the rapid crown. Blitz and freestyle next, hopefully. See, that is stretching it a bit too far. See, there are far greater players that are there in rapid and blitz. Gukesh is way off the mark in that, unfortunately. But there is no reason to say why he cannot be a beast in that. He still has age on the side. He's 19 years. He still has time. He's already the youngest world champion. So that's why it's going to be very, very interesting. Anil Kumar Das is saying, there's always a time when generation takes on. Magnus should now speak with more sensibility. You can't stop Magnus being Magnus. I mean, whatever he says, we should not take it begrudgingly because he's the greatest. Let's make it very, very clear. This is a great, great player talking about it. And if you get his approval, why not? You have actually ensured that you're one of the best in the business at this point. So, is this a rated tournament considered for candidates qualification, Hanuman? No, it isn't. It is not considered for candidates. It is just to ensure that you play a tournament and you get certain ranking points in rapid and blitz. This is not a classical chess game, by the way. This is a rapid and blitz event that's going to happen. Superbet is part of it in that sense. It is rated, counts for FIDE circuit. But again, rapid and blitz, very few when you look at it. The rating points is such that you don't get that many points for rapid and blitz, but you do get it for the FIDE circuit. It doesn't directly impact candidates. If it's the last buffer, only and only then it happens. Magnus acting like Aussies or English media and cricket. Akhilesh Bhale, Magnus is acting like the Aussies, who are damn good. So that's why Magnus, this loss doesn't dampen it. He is and will remain one of the greatest ever players in the sport. And there's no denying that. But that is why this win for Gukesh is simply stunning in that sense. So thank you so much, folks, for joining us for this update of the Superbet Rapid and Blitz event from Zagreb. Tomorrow is the final rounds. Let's see how that pans out to be. You're now entering into the Blitz section of the tournament pretty soon. So let's see if you can maintain that. If Gukesh can win this tournament ahead of Fabi, ahead of Magnus Carlsen, it's truly redemption of the biggest order. So thank you so much, folks. Subscribe to Sports Today for all the latest news and analysis.